Hello and welcome to Candidates on the Clock, sponsored by the Newton County Chamber of Commerce. I'm your host, Lanier Sims. Today we're joined by Steve Rhodes, that's running for Newton County Board of Commissioners, District 2. Mr. Rhodes, can you take a couple minutes to tell the citizens more about yourself?
Sure. Hi, neighbors. My name is Stephen Rhodes. I'm a candidate for Board of Commissioners, District 2. I'm married. I have two kids. I am an avid member of the community. I'm also a lifelong Newton resident. I am employed by the Newton County school system. I'm also a football coach and a mentor.
Thank you. As you're aware, citizens submitted questions that they wanted answers from the county all the way down to your district. So we're just going to jump in. With the current fighting within the Board of Commissioners, how do you plan to promote One Newton?
Well, I'm a strong believer in you may not agree on everything, but I think you can compromise and find middle ground. This country was founded pretty much on compromise, and I think we could do the same here in Newton. My motto of my campaign is together we are better. So if elected, that's what I plan to promote is togetherness.
Thank you. There seems to be more focus on personal district agendas rather than promoting the good of the entire county. How do you plan to work towards benefiting all the citizens of Newton County, not just your supporters or your district?
Well, I think it's important that we understand that even though we were elected by our individual districts, we all represent the good of the county, which means that we represent all citizens of the county. I think it's important that we listen to what's being presented by the other commissioners as they present what their constituents want in their counties, and I think it's important that we consider and discuss what's being asked.
Thank you. If elected, what would be your top 3 projects for the 2023 SPLOST?
The 2023 SPLOST, I think my top projects will definitely be transportation. There's been a lot of interest in my district, and as I travel through the county, I also see a great need for transportation improvements. Also, economic development. I believe we ought to continue to invest in economic development so that we can have a better quality of life and also be able to do other things in the county. My third thing would be, of course, district improvements.
Okay. So our next question is really piggybacks onto one of your answers, which is transportation. What would be your top 3 road or infrastructure projects in the next 4 years if you're elected?
My top 3 infrastructure projects as far as roads is concerned, just riding through the county, especially on the District 2 side, I think that it's important that we address certain issues with Brown Bridge Road as well as Crowell Road, and also right off of Brown Bridge there's Magnet Road where there are several wrecks that occur there almost really daily.
Okay, thank you. You may be aware that each district was provided $1 million of ARPA funds, and that's the American Rescue Plans Act for each district. Please provide any details of what you believe that $1 million should be allocated for.
Well, since it is district specific, and just the conversations that I've been having with the citizens of District 2, there's been a lot of interest and really a lot of concern about the access to restaurants and retail and things like that. And just from my understanding, a lot of the issues of us not being able to get there will be infrastructure. And when I say infrastructure, I mean water and sewage. So of course I would definitely want to invest that $1 million into getting those projects started.
Thank you. Our next question gets a little bit into development. Of course, everybody knows the development moratorium has been in place for months. What do you believe is the problem, and how will you solve it moving forward? The second part of the question is, I'm going to go ahead and let you answer the first part about the moratorium and what you believe the problem is.
Well, I believe the problem is, right now, I think it was a smart move to actually put a moratorium in place, because I think there's an issue with the way that we are growing. I think moving forward that we should be looking to grow, in a smart way, rather than the current way that we've been growing.
Okay. That gets a little bit into the second part, because yes, we have been growing. Can you explain to the citizens what would be your plan for healthy residential growth that supports our commercial and retail needs but protects us from uncontrolled sprawl?
Well, I think that we ought to be looking to develop more in a compact development kind of way, which means rather than growing out, we should be growing up, so that we can pretty much get as much space preserved as possible. Also, we ought to look into diversifying our transportation, finding better ways to travel, giving people more options to travel, as well as building houses where that actually satisfy all different levels of income around places that are close by, so that we can travel.
Thank you. What are the challenges facing District 2 that must be addressed in the next 4 years?
Well, again, we go back to infrastructure, when we talk about transportation, when we talk about trying to satisfy the need for retail and restaurants, and just, things to address the tax issue that we have as far as taxes leaving the county. I believe that if we can address those issues, then we can kind of preserve some of those taxes from leaving the county and be able to benefit from it more. Also, District 2 has a litter problem, has a serious litter problem. There's a lot of litter and illegal dumping that's happening in the district, and I think we have to get a grip of that pretty quick.
Okay, thank you. Our last question is, let me make sure. What would you bring to the position as the next District 2 Commissioner that the current incumbent lacks?
Well, I think the current commissioner that's in office has kind of lost the idea of communicating with the constituents, finding out what the actual needs are, and not really acting upon what you think the needs are. So I would definitely bring a listening ear to that position, as well as being a voice for those constituents and the constituents of Newton County.
Thank you. And thank you for answering the top questions submitted by the citizens. At this time, can you close us out with any further information about you, your campaign, and how can the voters get in touch with you?
Well, I'd like to thank you for allowing me to be here today. Again, I'm Stephen Rhodes. I'm a candidate for Board of Commissioners District 2. You can reach me by telephone, 470-885-3347. You can also reach me by email at stephenrhodesfornewton@gmail.com. I would love to talk to you, answer any questions that you might have. I feel like together we can accomplish anything, but that's the goal, is we are one Newton, and I believe that we can do this together.
Thank you.